we've all seen the influence that vaccines have had on the stock market recently. I mean, the past 2 weeks, there's been a lot of swings on the market based around the news that's come out around these companies like Pfizer and Moderna for coming out with a vaccine. And sometimes it seems like it can be a lot to follow along with. We have different effective rates, different companies. We have different offerings. In the midst of all of this, Pfizer decided to do a spin-off of one of their companies, and it could be a lot to take in at once. Now, that being said, if you've been following my channel for a while, I'm sure it'll come as no surprise when I say the vaccine stock that I'm investing in is actually not a drug maker at all. But let me explain. Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me today. My name is Matt, and as I mentioned in the intro, today I'm going to share with you the vaccine stocks that are on my radar, even though they're not actually a drug maker. Before we do that though, just need to say, not advice, don't take it as advice, this is just for your entertainment purposes only. And also, if you like this video, hope you like it, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Nothing really more to say there. But let me explain to you first why I'm not that interested in the vaccine companies themselves. And it really boils down to just a few simple reasonings. The first one is that some companies have come out already and said that they do not plan on making a profit from this vaccine. And before we go any further, I want to say that is absolutely an approach I like. I'm not disregarding that at all. And I was very happy to hear that some companies are saying, no, we don't want to make money from this. We just want to get a handle on it. And I think that is the right approach for something that has truly caused a global pandemic. That said, it's not like me investing in these companies is going to give them any more money to continue their operations unless they're to do a new offering. So if it's not something that's really going to significantly help out their balance sheet, it's not something that fully catches my interest. Again, I love the idea. I'm very glad that they're doing that, but if I invest in them, they'll have the same amount of money that they would if I didn't invest in them. And the reason why I see that might be an issue for some companies is some companies are younger. So a company like Pfizer, they've been around for a while. They have multiple other drugs or intellectual properties underneath their name. So if this vaccine does not work out for them, that's okay because they have other things to fall back on. That said, some other companies are fairly new and don't really have any other medications, drugs, or vaccines underneath their name. And if there's this social pressure to come out with this product for basically free or to have it not be for profit, that can actually hurt the company significantly and they might not be able to continue operations. Or if they just don't come out with a successful vaccine, then they might ultimately fail as a company. And sometimes for me, when I look at these companies that are pursuing making a vaccine, it's kind of like trying to pick the winning horse in a horse race because we don't necessarily know who's going to come out with the most effective, the most easily distributable vaccine. And trying to pick that winner is a little difficult. But let me tell you what I am interested in. I'm sure you've heard so far, but these vaccines, the ones that have come out between Pfizer and Moderna, need to be kept at a very cold temperature to make sure that they have a stable shelf life. And testing for that to see actually how cold it would be is going to take a very long time. I think I saw that it can take 2 years to kind of run tests on how stable these vaccines are at different temperatures. Right now, as it stands, Moderna needs to be kept at negative 20 degrees Celsius, which is around negative 4 degrees Fahrenheit, where Pfizer's vaccine needs to be kept at negative 70 degrees Celsius, which is negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So obviously that's going to be a challenge, and they're going to have to rely on a company that's going to help them with storing these vaccines, as well as making sure when they end up in countries where maybe refrigeration isn't as easily accessible, still being able to provide the vaccine to people. So that had me interested in maybe there's a company out there that we can take a look at that will help in this kind of cold storage solution for these vaccines. And actually there's two of them. And since we know bubble wrap envelopes are not going to really work for these, the two companies that actually caught my interest for these kind of cold storage solutions for the vaccine are Carrier and Emerson. Now, this isn't really going to be a video on the competitive advantage, which one you should choose over that. And honestly, it's going to be a quick video because I just started my process of looking into this, but wanted to come out with this video sooner than later while this vaccine talk is very prevalent in the news, and I know a lot of investors out there are trying to decide which stock is going to be the best choice for them. Now, to me though, investing in these basically air conditioning solutions just feels like a safer bet because at the end of the day, regardless which company comes out with the vaccine, they're going to be dependent on companies like Carrier or Emerson to, again, help carry this out so people can actually utilize this vaccine. And it's kind of like how I say that investing in Lowe's and Home Depot is a little bit safer of a start of investing into real estate companies than investing directly into home builders. So keep that in mind. That's kind of my thought process for this. Now, real quickly, I do have some numbers here we could take a look at for these companies, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're taking a look here at these numbers. Now, to my surprise, both of these companies still, even with being in the news around being the kind of air-conditioned solution for the or refrigeration for these vaccines, they are still trading at a little bit of a discount. The industry average for these companies is around 26 times earnings, and Carrier is trading at 22.3 times earning, where Emerson is around 23.74 times earning. So not a substantial discount, but I kind of assume they'd be at a little bit of a premium at this point, considering how much they've been in the news around these refrigeration solutions. They both have pretty decent earnings. Now, let me pause here and say, I actually did most of my research on Carrier, and then I saw Emerson, and after doing these numbers, Emerson looks a little bit more favorable to me, just because it looks like a little bit safer of an investment, but just bear that in mind. As we could see, though, both have positive earnings per share. Carrier's around 1.71, Emerson at 3.24, which is a fantastic earnings per share and something encouraging for me to see as I try to decide which of these is going to be the better investment for me. Obviously, too, we can tell Emerson has a better dividend payout ratio as well as dividend yield compared to Carrier, and that to me kind of indicates that maybe Emerson is more of a income play where Carrier is more of a growth story. So that might be something as you do your research, if you're interested in these companies, to see what do they offer. Is one going to produce income and growth, or is it a vice versa? Those are the things I'll be looking at as I go through this research. Both of them with pretty solid balance sheets though, so having that quick ratio over 1 is good to see. Was a little surprised to see that Emerson's is lower than Carrier, but I also know that Emerson is a little bit more diversified in their business structure, where Carrier really has a focus on that air conditioning, cooling, refrigeration, or heating solutions. I think Emerson is just pretty broad with the things that they're involved with. And lastly, both of these have a good to see return on equity, 15.02 for Carrier and Emerson at 23.80. So I feel comfortable honestly investing in both of these right now. I can't say exactly which one I'm going to invest in, if I actually even invest in either one of them, but to me, this just seems like maybe the safer approach towards investing in a vaccine company, if that's the exposure you're looking for, because again, trying to pick which company is going to have the actual vaccine that's used, and I mean, there could be multiple of them, but there's a lot of hiccups that can come up along the way, and I would rather just invest in a company that is going to be a part of solving this problem without actually being the cure itself, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a quick video here today, but again, I haven't fully done my research. I'll probably do a follow-up video to this if you're interested in it, but wanted to make sure I got this out to you as soon as possible, so that way if you're looking into maybe some alternative investments for the vaccine, maybe throw these on your radar or on your watch list and see if it's something worth adding to your portfolio. That said, leave a comment below if you have any questions about kind of how I came to this conclusion, or what your thoughts are about investing in maybe one of these solutions instead of the vaccine companies themselves. As always, let me know too what companies or stocks you'd like for me to take a look at. I love the feedback. Thank you, Billy, too, for letting me know about the Pfizer spinoff. I actually was not aware of that, so I'll probably make a video on that soon as well. But I guess with that said, we're going to wrap up here. Real quickly, just so you know, I am actually running a sale right now, a little early Black Friday sale, and if you like and subscribe for a limited time only, it's going to be free. And it's really starting from today all the way until YouTube stops running this promotion. So might not be here for a while, but just wanted to let all of you know about it, and it's free to like and subscribe. That did not come out the way I planned it to. I'm sorry, that was a bad ending. I'm going to stop myself here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. You could be anywhere in the world, and you're right here with me, and I really appreciate that. But I'll let you go ahead, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.